I get negative sometimes and talk about us being a decadent, demonic nation. And certainly we got a big stripe of that down our back. But if we don't point out how far we've fallen and repent for it, we never have a chance of turning anything around. And even if you're not a Christian, come on, let's repent for killing 1 million Iraqis. Let's repent for killing 50 million babies, dehumanizing our own species. Let's repent for all the GMO crops that are hurting the environment and ourselves. I mean, it's common sense says don't cross spiders with goats and then put them out in open pastures. And then you go talk to the top genetic engineer scientists. They admit it's giving rise to super viruses that are then carried by bacteria. You start splicing insects and mammals. It's very dangerous. It can then cause insectoid-type viruses and bacteria that are generally, only confined to those groups to spread into mammals and then into humans, a subset of mammals. I don't have to get into the science of it. It's all very dangerous. And I'm sitting here watching humanity go crazy. And more I agree with people. The New World Order is not all powerful. They don't have all the answers. They think they do. But they're a bunch of lunatics with all this genetic engineering and all the wild things they're doing. They claim they want world government to protect us from super technology and to sequester it. But meanwhile, they're handing it out like hotcakes. They're a bunch of nihilistic control freaks, like a bad kid who's self-destructive. They're out of control. And they're creating these armies of goons to humiliate people, basically for their entertainment. And to sell, billions of dollars of radiation fryers. This is now a national revolt against tyranny, period. And it's the people coming together and realizing the power they have to say no to the absurdity of Big Brother, who practices absurdist, over-the-top things. Why in special forces do they make people, after they've been up for 3 days, walk around sucking their thumbs with their pants down around their ankles? It's just to see if you'll do what you're told. This is mind control. You don't know where military modern training came from? The Germans developed it 200 years ago. They developed the theory of psychology for troops because they specifically wanted troops that would mindlessly die in battle and who would, like robots, follow orders. They developed medals. They said men will die for these little pieces of metal. It's a sign of rank. They said we've got to get them while they're young. They created kindergarten to destroy critical thinking and to have children who could then become Hessian mercs who would just regurgitate and repeat whatever they were told. I'm not attacking any of these cultures. I'm telling you, they build it up like it's so wonderful and so good. They give you sleep deprivation and shave your head and have you march like robots. And yeah, it's good for the military. It's good to have brainwashed robots. But then they take brainwashed robots and set them up as our rulers domestically and try to militarily train us to be slaves. Prisoner training. And then the group they fear the most and hate the most is robots breaking their conditioning. Because there's nothing worse than somebody who's been a robot waking up to the robotic control because now they know the system's military and force tactics, and so they've got a wide-ranging understanding. So let me tell you who's the most profiled in this country. Police, military, government bureaucrats, FBI-type folks, okay? You are hated by the globalist. But that's just like the Soviets. They hated their enforcers. That was one of the most persecuted groups. This is not a good train we're on. This is not a good direction we're going in. So here's the breaking big news. We had the San Mateo DA, Steve Wagstaffe, on. He was the chief deputy DA. Now he's the DA-elect. He just got elected. He said clearly they are not exempt. They are not immune because when they're violating a law, they have no immunity in a government function. You only have immunity if you're executing it under the Constitution. And that's the same immunity you have if somebody's breaking in your house at night, you have a right to kill them. It's improperly called immunity. It's called being in the right. And now this is the key. He said that, yes, they've got police going in and out of the airports, and they're in there, and they've been instructed to look for evidence of crime. A pat down of the genitals or the buttocks on the surface is a misdemeanor. If they go into the pants, and touch any skin, it is a felony. And now the DA over one of the most frequently used airports in the country, the airport is in San Mateo, the suburb of San Francisco. Pull up the ranking of the San Francisco airport. I believe it's like the 5th largest in the country. I may be wrong. I believe it's number 5. One of the busiest airports in the world, a giant airport in his county. And he's saying, not only am I warning them, not only have I dispatched the sheriff's department to go talk to them and to tell them that you've been warned, but now he's got sheriff's deputies in the airports, and if they see a felony or a misdemeanor being committed, they are going to slap the cuffs on them. You don't just need a complaint for a crime. Okay, if a cop's driving down the street at 3 a.m. and he sees suspicious people loading things in the back of a white van, he doesn't, that's probable cause. He doesn't need somebody to call it in. Okay? It's that simple. So, you know this is going on. You know a crime's being committed, and he went further. He said, yes, he thinks you will see more DAs go public. And he went further to say that he talked to the DA from the county south of him, where the San Jose airport, what county is that, Santa Clara? What county is that? Let's just look it up to make dead sure. He said on air. But let's just look up where Santa Rosa is, that airport just south of San Francisco. The county that San Jose is in. Let's just go to Google and get that right now, or go to one of the other search engines, Yahoo or whatever, start page and get that. Let's do that right now. He said it on air, but I want to put out the county again. The county just south of him. No, San Mateo is the county there on San Francisco that has the international airport. The breaking news that obviously, if I'm such a bad communicator, my staff doesn't even understand me. I'm gonna slowly go over this right now. San Mateo is part of the overall suburbs of San Francisco. Its DA has warned them and sent sheriff's deputies to the San Francisco International Airport to tell them that if they grope people, it's a felony or a misdemeanor, depending on how they do it. And that he's now going to slap them in cuffs. Then there's just south of that county, there's another county that San Jose, the town is in, that has an airport. That county, another DA has come out and said the same thing to him. That's the breaking news. Now another DA, another California DA, via this DA of San Mateo, the other DAs just south of him, in the county directly south of him, is saying that he is going to prosecute it. Yeah, I was right. It's Santa Clara County that the San Jose International Airport is in. The one I flew out of 3 weeks ago with them groping the babies and the women. Only. No men. Okay? So, that DA told the DA, and that is very important, that he is looking at going after him. So we need to get the DA of Santa Clara County and give that to Kurt for the article he's writing. So this DA, Steve Wagstaffe of San Mateo, said that he talked to the DA of Santa Clara and that they're investigating what's going on at the San Jose operation. There, all clear for everyone. And so the news here is this rebellion is now in high gear. And we're saying the emperor has no clothes and this is illegal and the feds are not above the law. And now DAs around the country, but especially in that area of Central California, the Bay Area, are coming out and saying, we are looking to prosecute you. And they're not just warning them now. They're saying the police are in the airport. The police and the sheriff's deputies that the TSA, who don't have real police power, call over. Well, what happens when somebody flies? I'm almost tempted to fly in and then try to fly out of that San Francisco airport. But I'm not a woman or a child who they think they can make submit, so they probably won't do it. They may have to fly with my wife and then have her say, you do not have permission to stick your hands in my pants. You do not have your permission to do that. And have them go ahead and do it. And then just say, all right, get me the police over here right now. You're going to jail. And that's not entrapment. That is, just like you got muggings in a park, you send a lady out in the park at night who's a cop, you got the SWAT team hiding in the bushes. It's very, very simple. They commit the crime. Don't worry, though. In these counties that are coming out for justice, there's lots of angry people, and I forgot to ask him, I bet complaints are already being filed since yesterday. But it doesn't matter. They have a duty to respond if they believe crimes are being committed, and they know they're being committed. So this is big, big, big news. Douglas, what's going on? You got something to tell me? Come on in here. Douglas, come on in here. Because they got some breaking news going on. I'll help them. This article is important. I may just have to go off air. Because, it's just simple facts. Get it collated. Put it together. There's San Mateo County. We had Steve Wagstaffe on. He talked to the DA from Santa Clara County, where the airport's based, where it's also going on in San Jose. And this is big news to now have two DAs saying this. And the biggest news is they're now going in to the airports. And if their police or deputies see it in the airports, they are going to effect an arrest. That is big because it's brazen. It shows the emperor has no clothes. It shows what's going on out in the open. This is so important. If they fail here, see, they buffaloed us with this staged terror at every turn. And we're the target, not the al-Qaeda, not Anwar al-Awlaki, the head of al-Qaeda, secretly hanging out at the Pentagon. And if we're able to stop them on this issue, the whole house of cards starts falling because people are going to start fighting the feds turning their water off to most of California, destroying the industry. Was the biggest rice producer in the world. Now it's not even in the top 10. People are going to start fighting, having their property taxes raised to pay offshore banks. People are going to start fighting, having their Social Security cut because all the money's been stolen. They're going to start demanding prosecutions of the private Federal Reserve. People are finding their legs. They're finding their fight. They're finding their spirit. They're finding their gut. They're finding their will. As I've been telling you for 3 weeks on this, when I start hammering the daylights out of something, it's because I smell blood. I'm like a bird dog, ladies and gentlemen. I see a big covey of quail in the bushes, and you, the public, are the guys with the shotguns and the info war behind me. What am I going to do? It's right there. Look at it. We got them. We got a hole blown in their wall in the info war. The enemy's en route. We're routing them. Come on, come in for the big win. We can throw off this tyranny and this global dictatorship anytime we want, anytime we get fired up and start valuing liberty and freedom and studying how systems really work and getting involved. Then nothing on earth can stop us when we've got justice and the truth on our side. You understand that? I'll cover the bad news when we get back. I promise. Stay with us. Stay with us.